Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian and I'm joined by Dylan and Ethan.
It's me, Dylan.
Yeah. Oh, that was the wrong one. I was trying to do that one, but it didn't work out.
That was a strong start. That's
that was
good.
the right one.
Yeah, that was the right one for Ethan.
That was the right one. I wish that I pushed that button, but I did not.
Right. I will fess up for that one. That was my own fault.
It was on purpose. It was a calculator.
So this week we watched
a big robot.
We watched a classic movie
yes.
that neither Ethan or myself have watched before.
I'd never even really heard of. I'd seen the robot. I'd seen Dean memes, but that's it.
The only scene that I have seen whenever I used to watch Disney Channel, and I'm pretty sure they used to play this movie occasionally, and
I think so, yeah.
And I believe that they had like little like a Disney Channel like at 7 p.m. There's gonna be like a movie viewing like every day.
They have like random.
I'm the Iron Giant.
But
you're watching Disney Channel.
But like the trailer, it would have like a little trailer of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing the scene where he like runs and like cannonballs into the water of the lake or whatever. I remember that scene like a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the movie. I've seen a couple of Dean memes.
Deems.
Yeah, Deems, if you will.
Deems.
And,
oh gosh.
I didn't even know this movie was really like famous. Apparently it is.
It didn't start off that way.
It's won like 6 awards. It said on the case and stuff. Like it's
you
apparently
could say posthumously it was like a box office failure whenever it first came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? It's such a good movie.
Evidently, people didn't think that at the time.
I guess it came out in 1999, so like maybe it just got
for whatever reason. I guess people just didn't like it at first.
They were sensitive
but now it's a
about
fucking cult classic.
Right, yeah, now it's awesome. Like it's such a weird.
They were very
it's very
sensitive.
H.P. Lovecraft, I guess, in that regard.
Yeah.
They were very sensitive of the atomic holocaust. They were a little sensitive.
It was only 50 years ago. Now it's 70 years ago, so it's cool.
Right, exactly. Just like pirates, they're cool now.
They're cool now, yeah.
And not murderous,
Damn
criminals.
Freaking rapscallions.
With scurvy.
I'm just waiting to see like Al Capone in like a children's show.
No, don't worry.
I don't know about that.
Al Capone's nursery rhymes is coming in the next 20 years.
It's the same thing.
There have been plenty of like funny little like gangster type dudes in cartoons that I've seen.
I'm telling
before.
you. It's only a matter of time.
That's the way
like,
pirates. No, that's the way pirates worked. I'm waiting to see Al Capone telling kids how to rhyme.
Yes.
Yeah. No. That's.
To be honest, there was already a recent movie.
Hell, Snoop Dogg is already like in children's shows.
Yeah. There was a
He's awesome.
What was it? There was like a joking comedy like Adolf Hitler movie, wasn't there recently?
What?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Shit! Yeah,
it was like in very poor taste. I heard.
Well, it's not like it can be in great taste.
I mean, I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Hold on, I gotta look it up now. I just remember it was like it was not very well received.
I mean, would it be? Like,
not.
I'll be honest, I can't see why it would be. Well, while he's looking up that, we watched the Iron Giant. Yeah, we watched the Iron Giant. It's a big robot. All the feels. I cry every time.
It's one of my favorite films.
I only seen the movie once, so I can't even say that. But no, it was a good ass movie. I really liked it. Like a robot has feelings.
Oh yeah.
Is there more lore, like where he came from or anything? Is that it?
No, they never elaborate on it. This is the only piece of media that exists for the piece of media.
I think I love that.
Yeah, it's a nice little standalone.
The ending was nice. I liked the ending. It was one of those things where you kind of figure in this happy of a movie that he would make it. But even if he didn't make it, great ending. In fact they did make it, wholesome ending. So I get it wins. It wins both ways. Spoiler warning. But I like that he slowly got to speaking more. He only said Hogarth's name once. Also, why the freak is that kid's name Hogarth? Who names their kid Hogarth? I'm gonna name my kid Hogarth.
Zeppo or something.
Zeppo.
Zeppo.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't quite find the movie I think I was talking about.
You just looked up random Hitler facts.
No. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Sorry guys, I just went to really bad depression there for a second.
It's okay. Let's just talk about the movie.
Yeah, right. Iron Robot, you're happy.
Yeah.
Big robo.
Yeah. Chest laser almost blows up a boat.
Oh man.
It combines badass and just wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the fact that this movie was like set in the 50s, give or take, or
1957.
60s. Right. 57? Okay. Yeah. It has this like a very nuclear apocalypse.
Atomic age.
Yeah, the atomic age.
Very Fallout-esque.
Yeah. But it's all like, I mean, yes, it is like the key plot point in the movie, but it isn't like a isn't like forced in your face.
Right.
Like there's like some funny imagery about it at like the kids' school and stuff, and it's like this kind of like it just has this feeling of a different time, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's very well done. This cast is a star-studded cast of amazing actors.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. The only reason that I know the robot was voiced by Vin Diesel is because it says it on the box.
Yeah.
I couldn't have possibly told you that.
Well, yeah, the vocal effects is a little hard to get around, but
but as he starts talking more, you can kind of tell.
Right.
Christopher McDonald, which you've probably seen in a handful of movies. Mm-hmm. You'll know his face, Ethan. He played Kent Mansley.
Friggin' Kent, man. Nobody likes Kent.
Mansley.
Hogarth's mother is voiced by Jennifer Aniston.
I did not.
And I did not know that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, anyway, so like I have never watched the movie, but I knew of it, and I knew that it was like, as time has gone on, it has definitely grown on people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
A cult classic, to be sure.
Yes.
I'm happy we watched it. How we picked it. It was a good choice. Epic choice.
There's like little things in the movie that are like sprinkled in that I love that really brings the whole thing to life. Mm-hmm. There's all these like little moments of like these little cute moments, or these little funny things that they're doing, like little quirky things.
Yeah.
That like adds this certain level of life to this like otherwise robotic character. Like when he's laying down and he's like flipping the hood up and down on the car, and he's like just playing with it.
Right.
Or he's like standing there,
of like twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah, but like
playing with your food
in this ginormous scale. Mm-hmm. The fact that like whenever he's like getting the train tracks like back together again, he's like just like
trying to eat them.
He's trying to make them perfect. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before he gets wiped out.
It's like, okay, good enough. Let's go.
Right, it's perfect. Let's go. And he's like, no, it's going to be perfect.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, guys. And he's like, oh, man.
And then, of course, blown off by a train.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's back together.
Yeah.
I like how he learns that he has jetpack feet, and then he's just as surprised as Hogarth is.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I can fly. Put your one arm up like Superman. It's great.
Damn, look at me go, boy.
Right, yeah. It's I really like legit. I don't even know what else to say. It's like a story that like you finally start getting into it, and you know things are gonna get really bad because like it's like you've been here for a while and you're just now getting started on the story, and you're like, oh man, things are gonna go downhill fast, aren't they? And they kind of do. Right. It paces itself.
There's
pretty well.
There's a sort of faux success.
Right. Yeah.
Near the end,
it paces itself pretty well, but I think it. One big sad moment, and then it's just really good. Does the dog die.com? No, the deer dies.
There is a deer
hella die. The deer gets murked.
Clapped.
Yeah, the deer gets absolutely murked.
As they're taking a little jaunt through the forest, the giant has his first encounter with death.
Yes.
And learns that, but dude, and also this freaking like 9-year-old Hogarth gets so deep, and he's like, it's okay to die, but it's not okay to kill. Right. And I was like, damn, that's kind of hardcore. I like that line.
Facts.
Yeah, man, die. It just be like that sometimes when you die, but killing bad. That's exactly what I would say to a robot if I was trying to get a robot to be a good person. No, dying normal, dying okay, but killing bad.
Yeah.
And then robot be like,
kill bad.
Yeah, right. And then Rob be like, kill bad, but die okay, I guess. Yeah. Right. And then just like
you have a soul and you have feelings. Soul.
Yeah,
feelings.
Right. And then he rolls over and crushes a car to look at the star.
I love his cat. Like he's having
he acts so small for being so gigantic.
He's having a nightmare. And all the while his nightmare in the most horrifying
is being projected onto a TV set,
right?
In the most horrifying way possible. His entire nightmare is being projected on a TV in the living room.
Fucking like subroutines and protocol are displayed on the television.
This dude wakes
up. Horrifying.
This dude like wakes up, and he's like, oh no, and then the TV switches over, and he's like, oh well, and just lays back down.
And then he sits up from the nightmare and then just lays back down and goes back to robo sleep. And I was like, when you have a nightmare, you not just sit up and then go back to sleep. You like you take a piss first or something, right? Like you don't just
go walk around for a minute.
Yeah, you don't get
a
whole
up process.
Right? Yeah, you don't get up and be like, oh, that was such a weird ass dream.
Complete disregard for the order of operations.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't just get up and be like, well, anyway, and then go back to bed. No, if I have a weird ass dream, I'm like, damn, that shit was weird. I'm gonna go pee real quick. Like that's at least right. Like what was that?
The thing is, like, I can't even agree with that because last night I had like a pretty like weird like vivid dream that really disturbed me on some like crazy level, and I like woke up for a second. I was like, oh gosh, it just feels wrong or whatever. Yeah. It's like it's not like it was a nightmare, and I sat there for a second, and I was like, oh,
wow,
I gotta just clear my head for a second because I'm all messed up, and then I just rolled back over and went to sleep. So I can't even.
Nah, man, nah. Right. I don't have dreams like ever. So if I have pretty much any dream and I wake up after that dream, I like get up and do something first. I'm like, well, I don't dream like I don't remember my dreams at least that often. It's like,
all right.
But if I have one that's weird as hell, I'm like, that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee real quick. And go to bed. All right, walk it off. Remember that was not real, and then just go back to bed.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, anyways. Big Robot, man, that was great.
Describe this movie in 3 words.
Oof. I mean, you, Dylan, you first.
I am gun.
Let's see. Big metal monstrosity.
No, but he's not a monster.
Big metal eatman.
No. Big metal friend.
Big metal friend.
Big metal friend is it?
Right.
No, I would say
misunderstood mechanical boy.
No, I was gonna say let's oh wait. Giant metal puberty. He like learns to speak a little bit. No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment.
Like
I believe I have a.
I like how he says, "I am not gun." I love it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I have one for you. Gaslit. Military
CIA agent.
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly. Perfect. I love it. Yeah.
I would actually just say a robot gaslighting attempt.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man, that's great because that's what happens. They gaslight the freaking CIA agent who chloroforms a child, so he deserved it.
And basically does everything in his power to nuke an entire town.
Yeah, 100%.
With the military forces, general himself, and the robot.
Just wants to kill the robo out of spite.
And then after he finds out,
he just bad man.
He just freaking.
He tries to run away.
He eats out.
Yeah.
But then robot stops him because
I want to live.
Because robot good guy, robot stopped him, and he had to die with everybody else. But
I was hoping he would crush the car right there,
and just murder him. Yes, I was hoping that we can make this movie rated R real quick.
Right.
I want this movie rated R real quick.
There's no actual gore; it's just a splat. That's all that's left.
Yeah, right.
So what was your guys'
favorite
part?
It's very Disney of them to air this on Disney, though. You know, what with Bambi and all that, and deer's dying.
God,
they just don't like. What I'm hearing is that Disney doesn't like deer. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean,
venison's all right, but like, damn, bro, deer's still cute.
Deer have been killed for millennia.
Oh man, favorite part? That's kind of rough. I don't really know, man. It was a good movie.
Yeah. Think real hard.
It might be the part where he is fixing the train tracks. It might be that part.
Yeah. I to be honest, I was not expecting, especially for a kids movie, for him to get absolutely just knocked out by that freaking train.
Yeah, right.
He got smashed.
And he just got up and was like, "Ha ha, funny."
Arm go back in the socket.
This boy
every scene with Dean in it is my favorite. Dean is single-handedly the best character in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think probably my favorite one is like when you first see him at the house, though, not in the restaurant, like at the house, where he's like giving the kid coffee. Every line he says is just raw. It's so he's like drinking his coffee, and he's like, "Listen, kid, you're crazy."
Right.
And then he finally agrees, and he's like, "Fine, the robot can stay here tonight. Tomorrow, I don't know." Like I aspire to be like Dean when I grow up. Like,
my favorite part with him is whenever the inevitable cannonball happens and the whole monsoon happens. He gets pushed up in his beach chair in the middle of the road, and there's this guy in this like farm truck with a bunch of pigs in the back, and he's like, "Hey," and then Dean goes, "Yeah," and he's like, "You're in the middle of the road, dude," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Okay, whatever," and just keeps on driving. And I was like, "Yep, that sounds like a good old country boy down a dirt road."
I joke because we live in the South. I joke that there's just some things that you have to move on. In our particular city, where like given my career, I have to do the exact same thing. We'd be like, "Hey man, yeah,
you're not supposed to be here.
You're asleep in the middle of the road on the interstate, man." And Anyway, I just drive off. I'm like, what am I gonna? I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not the cops. Just leave.
I can't force you to leave.
That actually happened a while back, where not that exact thing, but like something similar to that, where like I realized like I'm not paid enough to fight with these people. Was the door at the ambulance entrance to a hospital opened?
Yeah.
Right, and there was a guy holding a purse at the door, trying to figure out how to get in, and I was walking out with my laptop after getting all the signatures I needed. So the door opens and he tries walking in, and I was like, hey man, you're not supposed to come in through this entrance. You have to go in through there. And he was like, yeah, but like motions to the purse. And it's like, I'm just trying to get this inside. And I looked at him, and I looked at my ambulance, and I looked at him. No, and I said, I'll be honest, man, I'm not the cops. I don't work here. You can just get in. I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, man, what am I going to do? Stop you? I don't work here. And I just motioned past me. I was like, I'm not going to. There's a security guard inside. They'll stop him if he needs to. But like, I'm not going to fight with these people
There's
anymore.
someone who gets paid to stop you, and it's not me.
Exactly. Right. Man, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah. Whenever you inevitably get your ass beat, I'll be here to clean you up.
that guy's face was was the most like almost like borderline insulted, but also like thanks. He was so confused. Where I was like, I'll be honest, man, I don't work here. Just do what you got to do. I was like so over it.
Just don't blame me for it.
Right, exactly. I was like, let nobody say that like I didn't, I guess, kind of try, but like I didn't really try. I was like, I gotta get my paperwork done. In
the movie, Dean wakes up the next morning and he's like, I said he could stay the night, not the whole day. And he's like, well, where am I going to put him? And I was like,
yeah, right. Yeah. They're having a custody dispute over a giant fighting robot.
and then of course I love how the artist man walks over to the Iron Giant after he like puts his art back down.
Art.
And he's like,
that's pretty good.
Actually, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna teach him art. That's pretty good.
He starts balancing cars on like on metal wire. Oh, it's great.
You can't teach him art. What else can we teach him then?
I love it.
My favorite part of this movie has to be after he's escaped like the jets that have been sent after him. He's flying through the air with Hogarth, and he gets taken down by like an artillery shell or some shit. And after he lands, Hogarth is motionless on the ground.
Right.
So of course he thinks he's dead. And then the boys.
Oh, wait, of course, because from earlier in the movie, whenever they saw the lifeless deer. And he was like, "Oh, that's
unconscious
what."
And dead look a lot like if you don't know what a pulse is.
Yeah. From the robot's perspective, they both mean the same thing.
Yeah, Hogarth is just dead right now.
And it goes in his final form.
He fucking goes ballistic.
Oh my
and just starts blowing shit up left and right.
Goes
on a fucking rampage.
He's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was like, I wonder what next level he's gonna hit because this doesn't even.
He went Robo Super Saiyan.
Right.
Like he did.
It was nuts.
Yeah, that was Robo
Scream and all.
Yeah. Like Ethan was saying, there's a point in time where like his chest bursting missile like atomizer nuke thing absolutely it's about to spank a whole ship and like literally vaporize it from existence. And the kid's like, no, wait, stop. And he's like, oh shit. And they just blast it off. And it's like the horizon just glows with this aura.
Thermonuclear explosion.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool.
And then I think it's so hilarious because it also feels very real. There's a shot where like the general drives up and then like one of the infantrymen's like standing there like
wide eyed.
I'm talking about like mouth wide open, huge eyes. And is that the best way to describe it is, damn.
Yeah. Gobsmacked.
He has the I'm gonna die face. There's no hope.
Right, exactly. And it's like it just feels very real in that moment of like we haven't even scratched the surface. We have shot him with everything we have, and he hasn't even barely tapped into his full potential. Yeah.
He doesn't have a dent.
Right? Yeah, no. And actually the dent that he did have, he
somehow managed to give himself. We don't know how.
No, not even that. I mean,
he undented as well. He buffed that shit out. Yeah.
Concussion gone.
He got so his blood pressure just popped.
Right. Yeah. He got the oil pressure. His oil pressure just popped it right back.
Yeah, popped that dent right out.
Oh man,
that's so great.
On a totally separate note, I ended up watching the Titanic finally. The movie, the Titanic.
Really?
Without us.
I did. Well, listen, I've been trying to get that one watched for a while.
I know,
okay,
it's okay.
How was the whole 5-hour escapade?
I watched it. It was 3.
I'm kidding.
And it was over 2 settings because I got a call in the middle. It was at work.
Right.
So all I'm going to say is that's the crappiest love story I've ever seen. The movie is literally about, and this is so random for the episode, but so the movie is literally about an old woman who talks to all of her kids about how she had an affair, right? Right. And then at the end of the movie, after telling the story and talking about how she never loved her husband, but she loved that guy, basically, she just throws a priceless gem into the freaking, into the water. A priceless gem worth more than any other gem in the world. Into the water, refuses to elaborate, and dies. Like,
love it.
It's so stupid. The actual love story would be great.
I don't think that's romantic.
Right. Not really. No. I'll be honest. No.
Stupid.
How do your children feel that, like, you know what? I never loved your father, but I love this other man more.
You're all mistakes to me.
You are all mistakes to me.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, on the one hand, like, the love story's kind of okay because, like, clearly the guy was abusive. So, like, yeah, sure, you met somebody else. But the problem is, like, I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah,
the actual,
like some kind of arranged marriage too.
It was, and like she didn't want it, and the guy she didn't like the guy, and the guy ended up being abusive. He hits her once in the movie, and like so like the guy's a prick. So like I'll give her that. And the actual love story was like kind of Chad. It was pretty cool. But like the problem is the overarching story of her telling her kids this because she's been happily married forever. That's the part that's the issue. If it was just
happily married,
right, unhappily married. Right. If it was just the issue like of what happens on the boat, I'm kind of cool with that because that guy was an asshole and it was arranged anyway.
Right.
But like, what the hell?
Damn.
So otherwise, though, historically, like a pretty
Mallory,
cool movie.
Mallory said you should have been there whenever we would watch Titanic on like the television, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds awful. And she's like, yeah, with the ad breaks, it'd be a solid 6 hours, and I was like, that's a commitment right there.
Yeah, that's
Woof.
I would never. And also, you don't get to see the titty. There's titty in that movie, by the way.
Oh yeah,
there is.
Forgot about
one time.
The French girl painting.
Yeah. There's at one point in the movie there's titty.
But anyways, to kind of divert back onto
the action movie we're talking about. Right.
I looked up some stuff, and it basically said that the failure of the Iron Giant at the box office was solely due to the mismanagement of its marketing.
Wow.
It said it's considered one of the worst marketing mess ups in like mainstream movie history.
Oh my god!
Because they skimped and like stalled on like the marketing and stuff like that, and the film opened at like number 9 in the box office when it first came out.
That's awful.
So they just like they started cutting corners and like really kind of
a bitch move.
Didn't give it its all. So
yeah.
Well, good thing it pulled through anyway.
Oh, of course.
Good movie.
It just goes to show like. Yes, marketing is a lot of it, and like it can really make or break something. But at the same time, like if you just make really good stuff too, sometimes like
that's enough.
It can just really stand the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this movie is one of those things.
Oh, definitely.
The animation, dude, I thought was so clean.
Beautiful.
It was so it was so unique than what I've seen like in most other things. It had this very like 3-dimensional feel about all of it in the animation. It wasn't so. Like I don't want to say 3-dimensional. Like
it was just very fluid.
Yes, it felt very fluid, but like it felt like a normal like 2D animation film, but like it had so much more life behind it, which I thought was really awesome.
Oh yeah,
really well
especially with the robot, how it felt like an actual robot made of metal, but then at the same time, it expressed in certain ways. It was like very minor, but you can tell, and it was really awesome.
I like the difference between his little smile.
Yeah, literally just his mouth like moving up and down, kind of. But can I say, we have said this before on the podcast, I invested in a sound bar that was very nice because I wanted to have like the best sound experience for whatever movie we watched.
Does the dog die? I'm sorry.
Dude, the sound design for this movie,
it's amazing.
Oh my god. It is probably the best that I've heard in like a recent movie that we watched since like even the last Evangelion movie. Like, I'm telling you, man. There was some like explosions, and like there was a point in time where I think whenever his like rockets like kick in and he starts flying up or whatever, like
his footsteps are my favorite.
The couch was rumbling, and I was like, hell yeah, I love this. I was like, this is my jam right here. I was like, I love that. It just felt so big, and it was amazing.
Giant, if you would.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say
iron, if you would.
I would say humongous before I'd say giant. I think.
Ginormous.
Yeah. The iron humongous.
the steel big.
The big iron.
Yeah. The big iron. Oh, yeah, I love it. That's great. The big iron. The steel large.
Yeah, the Bastille Big as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
It's a good film.
What a movie.
Aluminium gigantic. What?
Titanium.
Oh, okay. I had a joke structure that I thought was very good. I want to tell this to you, Ethan, just because I thought it was funny.
No.
Please. Okay, Dylan, you got to help me out with this. It's funny.
What do I do?
He recruited someone
I
on
don't know what to do.
We were talking about the creators of Jet Set Radio and how they made like a newer game, and it's coming out soon. What is it called?
Well, it's not them that made it.
Oh,
Sega doesn't touch any of their old good games because they're fucking stupid.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I think I hit a nerve.
Hot take, Sega suck. Right.
Team Reptile, the people behind Lethal League, are
right.
taking it upon themselves to make a spiritual successor because they're awesome.
Right.
And I love them. And it's called Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
What?
Yes. Yeah. And so,
Jet Set Radio Future.
Yes.
And what? Say that one again.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Basically the same thing.
Right. And I was like, I love these naming conventions. I was like, I want to see
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. And then I told Dylan, I was like, I want to be the guy in the meeting room where he has the Mad Libs board, and he's like, what kind of adjectives can we like conjoin together?
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
And then a very random genre. And then what did I say, Dylan?
Oh shit!
Oh come on!
I don't remember.
I was like, oh shit! I should have thought about this beforehand.
Wasn't it something soul guitar?
No, it was soul rock.
Soul rock.
Yeah, I think I was like, I forgot what it was.
Damn it!
Yeah. It was crazy.
Fail.
I loved it, but it was basically like that. I said something along the lines of like,
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a good name.
whiskey trash, jazz bop. You know what I mean? Just like random.
I was thinking more like Spirit Flame Cyber Tiger, but
that has to be like you have to. The two last words have to be like genres of music.
Cyber Tiger.
Yeah, so I'm saying so like cyber, some sort of like
electro metal. Okay, all right.
Cyber R&B or like or cyber soul. Yeah. Anyways. So I thought that was funny. I was joking around with that for a while.
It's a good naming convention to go
I
by.
loved it. I was having some fun with it. Whenever I think of the word, I will
Epic
probably...
Space Electro Core. Keep going.
Perfect.
That's one right there.
Epic Space.
Epic Space Electro Core.
Right.
I don't know what that's about, but it's about something.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, who was your favorite character in this movie that we watched called Iron Giant?
All right. I mean, you start first, Dylan, because
We all know who Ethan's character is.
Listen, I'm going to pick someone other than him because I have
You know
to.
what? Actually, how about we all say this on 3? 3, 2, 1. Dean.
Giant.
Okay. I wasn't gonna say Dean because it's
Dean's
obvious.
the best character.
No, because it's obvious. He's not the main character, but he's obviously the main character.
Might as well
Oh
be.
man, he may as well be the main character,
Yeah.
dude.
So I have to pick somebody else, and
I want to give him an award for like the
most with the shits character.
Not-
Legitimately, like this kid's like giant robot. He sees giant robot, and he's like,
well,
okay.
I mean,
Anyway,
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, yeah, you're right. Correct.
terrified
I
at
would
first.
say that. I would say that.
but he moves on so fast.
Yeah.
That's the kid.
He just comes to grips with it.
He's terrified, and he's like, "Well, this is my life now." Like,
It's like, okay, cool.
I would say he is the most lifelike character.
Yeah.
listen to his jazz with his turtlenecks.
Oh my god.
His yin yang sweater.
He drinks espresso.
He's
Yeah.
a freaking beatnik.
Right.
He's literally just a hipster. That's it. He's just a hipster making junk art, and I love it.
He's a hipster in the 50s, and it's perfect.
And he's so good at it.
I know.
Okay.
But it's just the fact that like he also is so like he has so much character for an auxiliary character.
Mm-hmm.
Like for like a side character, he has such a richness about him. I think it's so funny and awesome. I love it.
He managed to be comedic relief without even trying to be comedic relief,
yes,
right?
yes.
Like it doesn't feel like they tried too hard on him. It just his character just was real.
Speaking of, whenever
Like-
he was like, "Come on, just let him sleep here for the night" or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. And then what did he say that caused him to just pour out his coffee and walk away?
No, that was it.
He said Hogarth told him like he needs food and shelter.
That's it.
Dean just gets
but
up from his
in
chair.
the most like childlike, he needs food and shelter, and it's
Yeah.
like this heartwarming,
Yeah.
touching moment. And this boy with a blank ass face just looks at him and just pours out his coffee, turns around, and walks away.
I see. He's literally every 2 seconds he's memeable. It's perfect.
Oh, it's
he has high meme potential. But yeah, he's like, I don't know where else to put him. He's like, he can't stay here. And he's like, he just needs food and shelter. Right. And he looks at him with a just like deadpan expression and just pours his coffee out slowly, walks to his home, closes the door.
Right.
And then it says
smash cuts.
It says 37 minutes later, and he's knocking on the door.
Come on!
He's like, go away. He's like, I can get him to bust down this door. You know that, right?
It took him 30 minutes to say that.
Yeah. Oh, man. 37, almost 40.
It took him almost 40 minutes to say, I'll bust this door down with my iron giant buddy.
Don't make me come in there, young man.
Right. I'll knock this whole half the house down.
Honestly, though, because I can't pick Dean, I'm going to pick Hogarth's mom. Maybe just because she's hot. I don't know. But, oh, man. She's just trying her best. I love her.
What's the Incredibles' mom's name? Everyone goes crazy for.
Yeah, because she dummy thick.
Helen Parr. Everyone goes crazy for Helen.
She's just Mr. Elastic or Mrs.
But
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl, yeah.
But if there's an animated character, I think people simp over it. It's definitely her.
It's because she's too dummy thick. They made her character deliberately thick. They did this on purpose.
Right.
Pixar.
Okay.
They keep doing this. Pixar moms, man. They keep doing this on purpose.
There's a body type, and it's Pixar mom.
Yeah, they've found their niche, and it's working. The Simps are after them.
There's dad bod, and there's Pixar mom.
Yeah.
I love it. It's perfect.
Okay.
Great.
Gross.
That's so funny.
Oh, man. I can't. I don't even know what to say.
What a great time!
But yeah, it's a great movie. Dean, I cannot. I want to grow up and be just like him.
There's something wrong with you. I haven't seen this movie yet. Go watch it now.
I would recommend. I would recommend.
10
I've only not recommended like 2 movies over the course of the entire podcast.
And this is one of them.
No. I do recommend this one.
Yeah.
I've only not recommended 2.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. No,
there's only been 2 that have, I think, both achieved the horse sense status.
Which ones? Actually, I do know. Which ones? It was Chud and horse sense.
Yes.
I went into this movie thinking.
I'm so glad I showed you guys Chud.
Okay, you want to know something?
I was thinking they were gonna be suck, and both times I was like, God, that was just so damn good.
If you would have told me 2 months ago that Chud would have been as good as it was, I would have laughed in your face.
If you would have told me that Chud, and then explained what Chud means a year ago, if you would have told me that Chud would be in my top 5 movies of all time, I would be so mad at you. The problem is, here we are, okay?
You know what? And I'm okay with it.
I can't turn back.
No regrets here.
Never doubt me again.
No regrets. I never doubted you. Resident movie expert.
No, don't call me that.
That's exactly why I said that, to change the subject.
Oh, man, it's so funny.
How to trigger Dylan. Just
if anybody out there has any other movie requests that are like, I want secret gems, and I'm not like in a bad way. I want movies that, like, again, prime
Straight
example,
up bad movies.
Prime example, Chud. It sounds so dumb on the outside, but then whenever you really get into it, you're like, you know what? It's actually a really good movie.
Well, it sounds so dumb on the outside, and then you watch it, and you're like, God, it was actually kind of hella well made.
I mean, it's actually kind of great.
Yeah. Except for that one scene with the tire and the car explosion. But honestly, even then...
No, that was the best part of that movie.
No, even then they had one chance to do something dumb, and they really they picked a very crescendo, like climactic part to do it. And I'll be honest, I loved it.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't have liked
bated breath the whole movie.
I didn't want that movie to end any other way.
Exactly. Yeah. I couldn't have expected it to end any other way.
I believe that's one of the first movies in a long time that we actually rewinded that moment.
Yeah,
watch it again.
Oh man, I had to record it on my phone.
Oh, of course.
I posted that on my Snapchat story. That was awesome. Chud, best movie.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Anybody who's listening out there, happy Thanksgiving as well.
Happy Thanksgiving. Watch Chud.
Yeah.
It's not a Thanksgiving movie.
No, not Chud. We definitely...
Scent of a Woman or a different movie.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That was last week's episode.
Yeah. We did watch Scent of a Woman again. It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, we mentioned that on the last episode. We actually watched what was it? Unprepared. Like unknowingly. We unknowingly watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for last
we didn't
episode.
realize it was Thanksgiving.
Right. I would have saved it for this week's episode, but I didn't know that until we finished watching it, and I was like, well, it's all good. Yeah. But anyways, happy Thanksgiving. This one's coming out the day after Thanksgiving, so hope you guys are all filled up and, ready to rest. And
too much food in your tummies, almost dangerously so.
And also, you need to get strapped for Black Friday.
Oh God,
I want to see tactical gear,
body armor.
Yeah,
Black Friday's done online now. It's not a thing anymore.
Nah, I want to see Laura get what she's got coming to her.
A left hook.
Yeah,
that's what Aunt May's been having coming for.
Yeah, Peggy's about to get got.
One final thing I would like to say about this film is that if there is any way, like a surefire way, if you want to melt my fucking heart, you make a movie about a machine with a heart.
I'm telling you,
make a sad robot movie.
Yes.
If there was ever a movie that was written for Dylan,
this is a certified Tachikoma moment.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't even start with me.
I don't know what he just said. I have no idea.
It is a very similar aspect, but but let me tell you, Ethan, so much more sad. Mm-hmm. Just imagine a robot that gains sentience, gains like a soul and a heart, and you really start to love and get attached for it. And then in a real Game of Thrones way, they just kill it off. Yeah, and it just hurts.
It hurt my soul.
But not like the Game of Thrones way in that there was no reason they should have died, but they just kind of died anyway.
In a very brutal way.
Yeah, in a brutal way.
You watched it happen as it's sitting there going like, I love you, and you're like, I love you too. Yeah, so it's just like,
we'll fix that soon enough. We're going to have to watch Standalone Complex sooner or later.
Ghost in the Shell. It's a great show. That's a good one.
I've seen some Ghost in the Shell.
We watched the first movie, right? And I think that's been it. Right?
Yeah,
like that's all you've seen of it.
I have not watched the second movie.
I watched. I know it was like an older thing that I watched. Yeah. It wasn't super new.
Right, you watched the original film.
Yeah. I think that's all I've watched. Just the one thing.
There's like a TV series, and it's called Standalone Complex, and it's the same characters but just like a different storyline, like alternate universe type thing, kind of. And it's like its own standalone.
It's so good.
It's its own standalone complex, if you will.
I get it.
Nice.
The name of the show.
It's the name of the show. It's just that's a joke. You're funny, Dylan.
Thanks. What the fuck? No, I'm not.
I had to say it the most dry way possible.
You're funny.
Dylan, I want you to know that you're my friend, and I think you're funny.
And Dylan, I want you to know that you're my friend. That's all you get.
All right. Right. But
count my blessings every day that I know you.
Right.
That's a good one. You can't tell if that one's a compliment or an insult. I don't know
if I'm crying because I'm happy I heard you say that, or because it was. I don't know if I actually believe you
because it was laced with sarcasm.
Oh man.
So wait. So one of these little spider guys died?
Yes.
No.
I mean, they get shot up pretty good through every 2 episodes.
Right.
But this one had sentience.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the build up to it. It's a in the season. There's like a lot of instances where they're like kind of they're very intelligent robots, but they start to like gain sentient, or they start to like gain some sort of emotion.
They refer to them as think tanks.
Yes.
But then they start thinking a little too hard.
Yeah. Right. And they start to have this level of like I think therefore I am sort of thing where it's like what am I? And then there's one character in particular that kind of has a fondness for them, and of course you can imagine with this newfound love. This newfound like emotion, and then the love from this other guy. It just has this really touching moment. I believe we talked about it on one of the episodes.
Oh yeah,
where we actually watched the show, or we had like the ending of the show.
Yeah, we've talked about
it. And it was just a very similar moment to the Iron Giant, where it's just this. It progresses the same way, where it is an object or some sort of machine that you immediately feel
that you love.
No. Like you immediately know that it's like, it's probably something like emotionless, or that this kind of like it has like
the fact that you don't expect it to act that way that makes it more like meaningful to me.
Exactly. And then of course you see, like I said, it's all about the journey and then the inevitable destination. I feel like if the movie was a few minutes longer and took a different direction a little bit, I feel like The Iron Giant would have me in tears.
Yeah.
It was very sad and it had its moments, but I feel like there was a few things that there was a few like instances of like banter between the two of them.
Yeah.
And like some things that could have happened that I think could have had me in tears. Like not even lying. Like a few just key phrases or words like right there before the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Did I ever tell you guys how I rewrote Frozen 2? Like the ending scene.
I'll be honest.
What?
I'll be honest. I haven't even seen Frozen 1, so
Okay.
I don't know anything about any of this.
Mallory, my girlfriend, liked Frozen 2, and she was like, "Well, we can't watch," because she's like, the thing is, it has a better story and a better arc than the first one does. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. You've got me hooked at least that much. But she was like, but we got to watch the first one. So we watched the first one. I was like, okay, it's a decent movie. It's a kid's movie. I mean, it is what it is.
It's about as much as you could expect.
It's about as much as you expect. But we watched the second one, and I was like, I totally get what you're talking about. This is a
objectively better film.
An objectively better film.
Okay.
I think, like I said, because it does have a richer story and a better arc altogether for a kid's movie.
Right.
Because again, obviously they took all the money from the first one and then actually
and made something actually real.
Right. Yes.
And not just a money grab. That's why I haven't watched either of them yet.
Again, I don't know if anybody out there
let it go.
I don't think anybody in our demographic even cares about this, but if there is anybody out there that is listening,
no, I've heard enough.
Everyone
in our demographic cares about these movies.
I'm gonna spoil how Frozen 2 ends.
The dog died.
not the dog, the snowman companion.
Oh, really?
And, but again,
I'm joking.
Anyways, but again, the thing is like he comes back to life. Obviously, I mean, but the whole thing is like because he is.
So the dog doesn't die.com. Heard that.
So because he is, we're probably going a little bit long on this one, but I'm going to tell the story anyways.
It's too late.
It's too late. I'm already in.
You've got 4 minutes.
So because of how he's created from the magic of the ice princess lady.
From the love, yeah, from the heart.
Right. But directly from the magic of the ice princess.
Yeah.
So whenever she in the second movie is no longer around or doesn't have her power or whatever, he then dies technically because the power's gone. And so that's kind of what happens is he's with the other girl and they have this long-standing friendship, obviously, and he's also the comedic relief character. And again, in the second movie, I think he's like the story's better, and then he absolutely gets blasted with a 9. And I'm kidding. No.
Holy shit! Oh my god, they pulled out the 9.
No. But like,
dude, I gotta watch this right now.
They pull out the 9. Just
right. The princess brings him out back and says, "This is it, old Yeller."
The old Yeller treatment.
No, ball. He's my dog. No. I'll do it.
He told him about the alfalfas. All right, keep going.
No, but the thing is, like, there's this moment that is very sad because again, it is this realization that like he's coming to an end, and it's this moment where like they're conversating and like his kind of song is laid underneath this moment, and it's a very good emotional moment, and he kind of like this comedic relief character is coming to terms with his like sad emotions. And he always wants like warm hugs or whatever, even though he's like, that's kind of his like comedy character flaw. He's a snowman, but he likes feeling warm. Yeah. So he's like, he likes being around fireplaces or whatever. But again, he is, snow. Anyways,
he's actually just a closeted suicide.
Yes, exactly. That's all he wants is just to die. But the thing is like, I think I forgot what he says in the moment, but as I was recreating the scene in my head and I really wrote it all out and like re-scripted the scene, there's this moment whenever I think her name's Anna,
one of them.
She's standing there with her or like holding him, and she's like, "I'm here with you, like I've got you," and he like looks at her, and then he's like, I think he says like, "Hold me" or "Hug me" or whatever like that, and then all I wanted him to say, and this is what made me cry when I was rewriting it, if you know the whole scene of it all, is he says like, and chokes up and cries a little bit and says, I feel cold, and then just has this moment where then he dies.
Oh my God!
I was like, it's so dark. But I was like, but if you want to talk about being a grown ass man crying his eyes out, I was like, because like I said, his character, his character was done so much better in the second movie. I was like, I like his character better now. And then to have this moment where he is literally
he dies.
He the one thing he wants the most he can't have, and it's like, oh man. And it's just yeah. And I was like, oh shit. But then like even the movie kind of doesn't really take it that seriously, because then like Anna goes
2 seconds later he comes back.
No, not even that. Like they at least wait to the end of the movie, like, which again is like another like 10 to 15 minutes. But Anna does like stand up and start like singing this really sad song, but she's like, I'm so sad. What shall I do? And it's like, I mean, no, you're not sad.
Just make a new one.
Just make a new one. There are a dime a dozen.
Right.
Maybe if you didn't live in the land of snow, all right?
Anyway, sorry for that little detour.
Oh, it's okay. I appreciate you sharing your Frozen fan.
No, dude. But can I say though, like, I will say this on the podcast for everyone to hear. I broke Mallory. I told Mallory about it.
And are you gonna fix her?
No, dude. When I tell you, Mallory was crying and couldn't stop, just at the thought of it.
God!
Because she was so sad,
dude.
She actually cares about the character.
Alexa played Despacito.
Why would you do that? You know she cares about the little snowman.
No, well, I didn't. I was just sharing my opinion on it, and I didn't think about how
cold,
dark.
Right?
I didn't think it was gonna be.
Cried?
Dude, I'm telling you,
loves that character.
there was a point you walked in on it. We were watching it.
What?
Yeah, we walked in and she was like crying. I told her, I was like, I didn't go into the details like I did just now, but I told you, like I told you then, I was like,
thought it was something serious.
I may or may not have said that her character should have said I feel cold when he died.
It was just this moment, like I said, I think like he said something similar to it, but it wasn't quite worded that way.
Yeah.
And I just, like I said, I just changed that little bit in the scene. And then even I kind of like sat there and was like, boy, that's sad.
That's big sad.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that you said you're Frozen fan fiction. Oh my god!
No, but I mean that's what I mean.
I just wanted to make a kids movie just a little bit darker. You know,
I think that I'm gonna make a kids movie one day, and it's gonna be dark as hell. The dark. It's gonna play a kids movie on the surface, be dark as hell.
Dude, all you have to do is like adapt one of the Grimm's fairy tales, but accurately.
Oh, but back into the original.
No, but like kind of accurately.
Okay.
Take a Grimm's fairy tale that was put like Cinderella, that was put into a kid's version, but then just take one aspect of the fairy tale and put it back in. Right?
Like a fucking left hook.
Yeah, like the ugly stepsisters having to cut their toes off to fit.
Like that. Like everything about Cinderella was fine, but the ugly stepsisters, they cut their toes off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like Cinderella loses her foot or whatever happens with her, because something happened to her too. Like, yeah.
You know what we should do? We should just watch kids movies from now on, and then like find a way to make it like adult and very sad,
just unnecessarily brutal.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
brutal.
Because you know that like every single Pixar movie has a way of like really touching your heartstrings,
and then have a happy. Right. Every movie ever has a happy ending. So
of course.
If it was corrupt, just leave it.
Just corrupt the ending.
I will corrupt the ending of every movie. Say how I could make it better, and then we'll be moving on.
Right, and we'll all just cry together as grown men.
Let's watch a pseudo children's movie, and I'll just take the ending, flip it a little bit so that somebody dies, and then we'll all be sad about it. That's it.
I love it.
That's how we brutalize every children's movie.
We just need to do that.
We're gonna teach this generation how to grow up and be men. Okay,
don't ruin your kids.
All right,
we can do that for January. Right. Start the new year off right, which is sad children's movies.
Yeah. Exactly. Except for Horse Sense, because Horse Sense is perfect. Horse Sense is a
perfect gym.
There's
heartbreak and simps all around.
And yeah, Simpsons.
Anyways,
I think we've been going on for too long.
Oh man,
just long enough, man. Just long enough. I'm glad you guys at least let me just talk about my artistic retelling of Olaf's death.
Of Olaf, that was his name. Of Olaf's demise. Make it more permanent, and you've got a deal.
Whenever the podcast is over, I'm going to let you guys watch the actual scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you actually can feel what I'm feeling. We get a little different.
Oh man.
Anyways,
my goodness.
I think that's probably the most I've laughed at an episode in a while. Just about everything we've been talking about. We've been going
anyways, thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you're looking for us, we have a link tree /Ian Wolf, and you can find all of our links there to our social media stuff and all the different podcast platforms. You can just type in The Aftermath and find us there as well. Find our little logo. But until next time,
Ian took Olaf out back and gave him the old yeller.
Oh, man. Clapped.
See ya.
Bye-bye.